A lot of these videos have some kind of a techno music introduction, but I want to be different. Alright, we're going to do a little Clash of Clans action here. This time I'm going to go ahead and get some looting done on my Town Hall 7 base. I figured that there aren't too many videos that I've seen of like good Town Hall 7 action on YouTube. Usually the favorite videos are ones that are well past that, at least Town Hall 9. Um, Maybe that's just me, but I'd like to go ahead and see what we can find out for some looting here. Now, at this point, my base is pretty far along in Town Hall 7, really. Um, and I've been really having a good time with it. Town Hall 7 is one of my favorite Town Hall levels, as I've said in a previous video, I'm sure. So, for now, let's just go ahead and see if we can find a good raid here, and I'll show you how I pretty much do it. Okay, right off the bat, we'll go ahead and try this first one here and see if I do any good on it. It's a Town Hall 7. The walls don't seem to be too much of a big problem for me, so let's go ahead and just attack in this baby. And then I can go ahead and explain a little bit later what I train for a looting party. Got my clan castle hogs from my main account. Yep, so I'm just going to throw in some barbs here, take out some of these outer structures. Hopefully they'll allow some of these other troops to head further toward the inside. And I do want to keep the hogs healthy really more than anything, because they can do the most damage since they're my ringers. And hopefully some of the other troops will benefit from what I'm doing here. And I definitely want to make sure to go right for that dark elixir wherever I can. Hard up for it. As soon as you start getting to Town Hall 7, you really want to get all the dark elixir that you can. And just throw them all in here, and we'll see what happens. Now, I could go ahead and keep using the other spell to try to keep my troops healthy, but since the giants, for the most part, got taken out, I'm not going to worry about keeping them healthy, and the hogs are pretty much done with. And really, the defenses are getting handled, so yeah, this looting party is taking care of a Town Hall 7 to get 3 stars, so I'm fine with that. And you can just watch him just start going into some overkill action here. I kind of love that when I see a whole bunch of goblins and, other smaller troops surviving everything. And then it's a race to the last structure, which, usually the goblins will get to first. But, one of the archers won that race. That's funny. Oh, no, we got another foot race here. So let's see who wins. Of course, it's the goblins. They're going to go in there and just swarm on that last little builder's hut while the barbarians hit the walls in vain. So I'm pretty pleased with that one. I was actually pretty nice that this was the first thing I found. I didn't even have to like skip a bunch of other bases. I got lucky here. Got a pretty good amount of Dark Elixir for a Town Hall 7 and definitely a good amount of loot and trophies. So hopefully you kind of learned a little bit from, what I was doing there, placing the troops to, do better at your raids. Now I'll go ahead and point out what I do to go ahead and set up my looting parties. What I do is, for the most part, I'll have 2 giants and a wall breaker for each of the 4 barracks. That gives me 8 and 4 respectively. And I just load up on heal spells myself. I don't really care too much about other different spells unless there's some kind of specialty army I want to try out or something like that. Then what I'll do is I want to get about 32 archers going. I like having some, but not too many. And so that leaves about 8 per barracks when you divide it up evenly. And of course, the strategy to that is to make sure that you train your army as quick as possible, and have it do it as evenly in the barracks as possible, so your barracks aren't wasting time comparatively with the other ones. Then when it comes to adding some barbarians and goblins to my party, I kind of go a little loosey-goosey with the numbers. I don't really concern myself too much with a static number on those. But usually it's around a dozen barbarians apiece in the barracks, and then I just fill up to the 200 capacity with whatever is else with the goblins. In this case, I'm going to have room for 13 goblins in each barracks to get it to 200. And that's generally how I do my looting parties, and as you can see already, they've been pretty successful. And I think that proportionately, no matter what town hall you are, you can do some similar numbers to this. So for example, if you're moving up to Town Hall 9, you have that room for 20 more troops. Well, you can go ahead and add some more archers or barbarians, or even a couple more giants as you see fit. It just depends on which troops you're more comfortable with playing around with. So yeah, actually it turns out I did the math wrong, and I have room for 1 more goblin in each thing here. Now, what I tend to do also is, now that I'm at capacity in my barracks and I know, pretty much it's all going to be evenly done, I'm going to go ahead and throw a wizard in each barracks for overflow. That way, since I know I'm not really going to end up doing any looting immediately or the very moment after these troops are filling up the army camps, I'll go ahead and leave that extra time for a couple of wizards to train. And then, so as you can see, that results in me already having 4 wizards ready to go. And that way they don't take as much time in active time in the game to train them. So similarly, if you wanted to, you could do that with an extra healer in your barracks or something like that. That way, when you go to the next raid, those troops are ready, and then you just have to worry on the wait time for the quicker ones. Now, I know something that might extend wait time would be you're waiting for your heroes to heal up or waiting for the spells to go. But when you're looting, you want to try not to use too many spells. That way, the waiting's not really much of an issue. So at this point, I'll just go ahead and let it go here. Just thought I'd give you a glimpse into Town Hall 7 looting as far as I do it. And remember, the army I'm using, you can just adjust it proportionally for whatever town hall you are. And I hope it works well for you. If not, if you have some other good ideas, feel free to let me know in the comments and things like that. And we can definitely discuss that further because I always like finding out about some new interesting war parties to use, and whether it's looting or for wars or anything like that. So hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for watching, and come check out some more later.